If you've seen my video about Jet Li versus Jason Statham in the movie War, then you know I am not a fan of using special effects to make it look like two martial arts stars are fighting when they're really not. Well, this is the ultimate cheat fight. This is the ultimate in false advertising martial arts movies. That's right, I'm talking about the China Salesman. Victory! Steven Seagal versus Mike Tyson. Just look at this movie poster. Oh man. Mike Tyson versus Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal versus Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson and Steven Seagal maybe on the same side. Steven Seagal as a thin guy. Oh, talk about the false advertising. Maybe it's just somebody got overexcited hyping up with the posters. What are the trailers like? Oh, Mike Tyson punching Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal, patty kick flurry. Steven Seagal with the kicks, because Aikido is really known for such awesome kicks.
Wow.
Tyson throwing more punches. Steven Seagal moving like a thin guy. One lie after the next. But no matter how bad you think it is worse. It's worse.
How you doing, sweetheart? Everything good? Happy? All right?
These two never met. They were never on set at the same time. 100% of the shots are either Mike Tyson versus a stuntman, Steven Seagal versus a stuntman, or a stuntman versus another stuntman. And I'm okay with stuntmen. I love them. I think they deserve more credit. I'm not okay with advertising the posters and the trailers as the mighty Aikido legend Steven Thin Guy Seagal.
Wow.
Versus Mike Senior Citizens Discount Tyson.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm into women.
For pretty much all of Mike Tyson stuff, he's actually on set. But for a lot of Steven Seagal stuff, not only is he not there, not only is he green screened in, but they had so little footage of him being green screened that they had to reuse a bunch of the shots. Look at this, he gets punched in the face, and later in the fight, they just replaced the background with a different part of the set and had that same shot with him getting punched in the face. They even photoshopped his chubby cheeks being punched a little bit to kind of make it look a little different, but this is the exact same shot with a tiny bit of somebody drawing on it to make it look a little different. And look at the fists. You can see that the fists are different, so we know that those are green screened in too. They are definitely not Mike Tyson's, but that is 100% a stuntman throwing a punch in front of a green screen. So now we've got this fight night poster that says it's Mike Tyson versus Steven Seagal, and here we've got a shot that is fake background, fake Photoshop chubby chipmunk cheek, fake arm punching him in the face, and fake that it's not even Mike Tyson's arm. Oh, it's a work of art, this one. These are all the ingredients of a fight. I mean, you got the water and you got the coffee beans, but if you just superimpose them on one another, you've got bean water. That's really different from getting the ingredients and making a delicious coffee. They do use a good trick that you should take notice of for hiding that you're a stuntman. It works easily with Mike Tyson. Whenever there's a stuntman, when he's throwing a punch and you're doing a shot like this, just keep your guard hand up like you're boxing and it blocks your face. Steven Seagal, he's not really known for keeping his hands up. He's, despite what he claims teaching Anderson Silva.
You mentioned on the show when you were on with us that you have taught him something that we've never seen before.
About 2 or 3 things.
Two or three?
I won't be on the ring. I'll be back with a communication to the corner.
He's not really much of an ultimate fighter, MMA, keep your hands up kind of guy. So it's actually out of place having his hands held up like this, but I mean, it's either that, or you can tell even easier that it's a stuntman in a fat suit. Yes, this is the stuntman. The guy's in good shape. He's wearing a fat suit. We need you to look less like a martial arts star. Here, put this Tinky Winky suit on under your clothes. They do have a lot of bad CGI when it comes to stuff like Mike Tyson punching stuff apart, like punching this cement pillar until it crumbles. But you know what? I gotta hand it to them. They also did a hell of a lot of practical effects. Like in these shots, you can see behind the scenes, they've got wires hooked up to all sorts of practical stuff on set so that when they fly through this or that, they can pull them and have the coffee machine and coffee pot fly off. Speaking of bad special effects though, we can capture an actor's face and turn him into a badass dragon. But apparently, realistic ear movement technology is beyond human capabilities. Mike Tyson gets kicked in the head and he is definitely not in the shot at the same time as this foot. So either he's green screened on with no background being there when it's filmed, or the foot's green screened in afterwards, whatever. But this ear isn't even green screened. This is 100% just like get Jimmy the intern to draw it and make it look like his ear moves, because whenever you get kicked in the ear, it's kind of magnetized to the guy's shin and pulls outward from your head. What is going on? It reminds me of when they tried to do Will Smith's CGI ears for the third clone in Gemini Man. What's with this? Why are they like, they come out of nowhere and suddenly there's just these giant satellite dishes? This stuntman's great, and I gotta give credit to his footage. I'm using some of his footage here from his YouTube channel. And while they had 4 or 5 stunt doubles for Mike Tyson, they only needed 1 for Steven Seagal, and it was Kevin Lee. I gotta laugh at this part though, where it's pretty obvious that the fat suit gets in his way of ducking forward underneath Mike Tyson's punch. So he almost gets hit in the head for having to be Steven Seagal sized. And at the end of this video, I'll put a link to Kevin Lee's behind the scenes video where you get to really see just how fast Mike Tyson still is. And there's some cool stuff where Mike Tyson sees an opening and he can't help but kind of throw an extra punch at the opening, which is really dangerous to do in fight choreography, but fun to see since I wasn't the one getting hit. And what's with this? Seriously, when Steven Seagal was filming the green screen stuff and they said, we need a reaction shot to look like you're getting hit, he was like, bleh, that's all I'm gonna do, because I'm so tough. Mike Tyson hits me with his best shot, I might flinch a little. I'm like, you can Photoshop my cheek if you need, I guess, but that's as much as I would move, I think, if he hit me. You're not trying to be tough in real life, it's a movie. Give them an actual shot to work with. Little note though, I do like how they gave him a way to punch this guy in the leg when he throws a kick. That's kind of cool. I like that they stuck with Mike Tyson being a puncher and didn't try to make him into some rounded out MMA fighter. Most of my videos end with some sort of lesson, like do this and don't do that, but with this one, there's no lesson. I just felt like laughing at this fight scene with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed Mike Tyson versus Kevin Lee as much as I did. So click here if you want to see the full behind the scenes video on Kevin Lee's YouTube channel, or you can click here and watch how Jet Li versus Jason Statham in the movie War did pretty much the same thing, just not quite as bad as this.